Hey, welcome and thank you for farming your success in your life today. I used to travel every year to my wife's native place, which is in Kerala, in India, in a place called Trivandrum. And every time I used to travel, and if I go by train, I used to see the beauty of that old place. Kerala is called God's own country, and it really, in fact, is God's own country. It's so nice, it's so lush, it's so green, it's so beautiful, and it's amazing. And for me, early in the morning, when I wake up and look out through the window in the train, and I can see the lush green fields, and early in the morning, the farmers are right at work. And I had a chance to meet a few of the farmers and to be able to discuss with them about the farming because I was so amazed at how beautiful that whole process is. And I got to know that it can actually be related with our life itself. So, if you want to reap success, come with me and let's reap today. When a farmer starts to work, the first thing that he needs is a piece of land. The same way you have a piece of land for yourself, which is your brain. Your brain has so many neurons. 86 billion neurons is what it is, and it is connected with 850,000 kilometers of axon and dendrites, which connects your brain, and that kilometers of axon and dendrites, which connects your brain, and that's what your capacity that you have in your brain, and that's your piece of land, and you have to use it to cultivate. So when you have that, the next thing is you are going to decide as to what you are going to sow in your farmland. And what are you going to sow in your farmland? And that's something that you should have clarity on. Things that will actually give you value in the future. What are the skill sets that you possess? What are your passions? What is your life goal? All that you decide and you research and find out what will give you the best returns for your future, or what are the value adds that you will have. As you sow, so shall you reap. This particular phase is very key and very important. Once that is done, once you've decided, what does a farmer do? The next thing that the farmer does is he goes and plows the land, which means he's aerating the land, he's tilling the soil so that it becomes more loosened up. The same way, you have to loosen up things in your brain, because if you are so tight-minded, if you're so narrow-minded, you would not be able to willing to learn more. You need to ensure that some of the things that you have learned in the past is unlearned, and some new things you are ready and prepared to learn, and that's very important process in your whole life. And that's where you are going to also free up time for yourself. There will be things that you might be doing, for example, taking long coffee breaks, going out with your friends, or spending a lot of time with your friends and colleagues and stuff like that, which possibly you can cut down a little bit so that you have time for yourself to cultivate your farm. The next step in the whole process is the sowing, and it's a very, very nice and very interesting thing. You have to start sowing your ideas, your creativity, your talents into whatever that you would like to do, and that's very important. And that is what is going to give you the benefit in the future, and that is what is going to double, triple, and multifold returns for you in your future. If you're waiting for a perfect time for it to sow, that perfect time will never come, is how I put it. King Solomon, the wise, he told long time back, if you're waiting for a perfect weather to happen for you to sow, or a perfect weather for you to actually to reap as well, you will neither sow nor will you reap. Today, decide that you're going to start your journey based on your research. Even if it's half-baked research, it's at least good that at least you take the first step for moving forward. Once you have decided and once you have sown your seeds of creativity, your talents, your ideas, you have to fertilize the farm. You have to ensure that the right fertilizers, the right organic or the inorganic fertilizers that you're looking forward to is what is being put in. And that's what the farmer does. What do you do? The same way, what I would say is you have to fertilize your brain with knowledge from other people. When some people get into a project, they stop learning. They think, oh, I know everything. I've somehow got into a project, so that's sufficient, that's fine. Or they get into a company and that they stop learning. But that is not the right approach. You have to continue a learning process, and that is what the fertilizing process is all about. You have to then go ahead in irrigating your field, which means you have to pour the water to your field, and that is also an important process. The same way in your life, you need to irrigate your farm, your mind with ideas and stuff from different like-minded people. You need to connect up and get more ideas and more knowledge from other people, and that will help you as well. Post that, there is an important step that the farmer does. What is that? That is the de-weeding process. There are unnecessary crops, unnecessary things which come into his farm, which starts growing up. So he needs to go ahead and de-weed them. The same way, we would also have naysayers who keep saying, oh, that idea will not work out, this will not work out, that is not good, and stuff like that. And you should always know who is it that you can trust on and who is it that you can move far away from, and that is very important as well for your life. There are other things which are distractors, which are also to be de-weeded. For example, your mobile, the time that you spend on your mobile, if you have too much time spending on your mobile or social media platform, or you're binge watching TV, all these things, if you are able to cut down, then you have more time saved up to your cultivation. Your ideas will take root and will grow without any disturbance, is what I would say. Once the crops are grown and the farm is so beautiful and the corn has come out, the corn cobs have come out, and that's when you need to go in and harvest in your field. And the farmer is very happy and he rejoices over it, and he goes at the right time to harvest. The same way you have, based on the seeds that you have sown, the vision that you had, you would be going ahead and harvesting whatever that you have sowed. The seeds that you have sown have grown up and they have come up as beautiful ideas and come up as beautiful benefits for yourself and for others. So you need to reap the benefits and you need to know how to market those produce. We might be doing project work, we might be doing stuff that will be very interesting, very nice and all that. But if you don't go outside and talk about it to others or tell about it to other people, okay, I'm not meaning the confidential data for sure, that don't do that. But then all the other stuff that is there, that interesting, you need to go out and tell it and market yourself, and you need to create a brand for yourself. And once you do that, people will come looking for you because you are one of the best farmers out there in the world. So once we have done with it, the farmer has marketed it, and once he has sold it, he celebrates that with his family, and that's also very important. The farmer gets into the celebration mode as soon as he has completed the entire process of cultivation. And once he has got the money in his pockets, he is happy to celebrate it. And in India, there is a festival which is called Pongal, where he comes together with all his family and his friends with new clothes and things like that to celebrate the entire process. The same way, when you have marketed your ideas, when you have done everything, you are to celebrate it. You have to enjoy your success that you have achieved till date. The efforts that you have put in, you have to enjoy it with your family, with your friends and with your colleagues, and that will give you the pleasure and the momentum for your next journey. And what is the next journey? The farmer never sits down and waits for things to happen. He doesn't bask in his success or continue to celebrate all life long just because he had one cultivation which was awesome. He goes on to sow the next seed for the next season. The same way, once you have celebrated, you should quickly move on to your next season, where you have to start the whole process again with respect to researching what you're going to do next, what is the next project that you're going to do, what is the next item of your agenda and your goal. And once you have decided on that, you can move forward. In essence, if I summarize everything together for you, The first thing that the farmer requires is clarity as to what he is going to cultivate on his farm. The same way, you need to have clarity of what your goals are going to be, what you're going to achieve for yourself. The next step of the whole process was plowing the field, making your mind fertile, preparing yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. The next step in the whole process for the farmer was sowing the seeds. And that's what your ideas, your creativity, and learnings from your past that you're going to implement and sow in your life. Once the seeds are sown, the farmer goes ahead to fertilize it with the right nutrients and the right minerals. The same way you need to fertilize, that you need to learn a lot of stuff and things from your sources, from different sources, from knowledge sources, and that you need to do. Never stop your learning process, because that has to go on forever. Once that is done, the farmer is irrigating his field, and that is basically refreshing it by discussing with like-minded people that you have. And that's also equally important to fertilizing. On a daily basis, you need to connect with people and to get ideas from them, which will help you to merge and to develop and to grow more. An important step in between which is the de-weeding process. The farmer has to de-weed the field, otherwise the weeds will basically kill his crops. The same way, we have to de-weed all the naysayers, or the people who keep saying or keep complaining about your ideas, that it will not work, it will not work out, and things like that. These are the naysayers. As well, your mobile phone, your social media addictions, and things like that, you need to de-weed them out of it, so that your focus is to ensure that your farm grows quite well. And that's very important. That does not mean that you completely eradicate all your friends now. I don't mean that. You need to have friends, but at the same time, you need to know how much time you're going to spend along with them. The last part of the whole process is the harvesting of the farm. That's the most successful thing. The same way, you have grown your idea so well, you have cultivated your idea, you have come up so well, and you have to be ready to harvest that, to market it. Market meaning you need to go ahead and talk about it to everybody, so that your brand image is built. Whatever has worked for you, you have to go talk about it and you have to build it up. Sometimes farms do fail. In life as well, some ideas will fail. That does not mean that you stop. You go ahead and discuss with people, get more ideas, how to overcome those situations and come up again in life. Celebration is an important part for both the farmers and for all of us. And that celebration will give you the momentum for you to be able to go for the next season of your life. Once all this is done, you are ready for your next season and your next project or your next goal in your agenda for life. Thank you so much for joining in today, and hope you had an amazing time listening. Ready to cultivate your farm which is your mind, which has 850,000 kilometers of axons and dendrites connecting your neural network. And that's something that's amazing. So let's start putting your efforts into whatever you need to study on your talents, and let's look forward to reaching your goals in your life in the best possible way. Thank you.